Welcome into the WQAD podcast room for our latest edition of Beyond the Score. Corey Kuffler, Jenna Miner, and Jonah Krell joining you once again. We have a lot to talk about. It's been a few weeks since we've had one, but we've been a little busy with the John Deere Classic. So once that was finished, and then we had some state baseball and softball going on, which we're currently in the middle of tracking teams down. So we're gonna break a few things down for you, starting with the John Deere Classic. So that's where we're gonna start. So what did you guys think of the 54th John Deere Classic? And I think we should start with the newbie first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It was
Jonah's first one. So what was your expectations, and what did you think about the John Deere Classic this year?
Like the play, or just how it
just
worked?
in general, like what we did, the experience, everything about it.
So I really enjoyed, like I said, the contributing to a team. Like it felt like everyone had a role. And it's like, did you get this shot? Did you get this shot on this hole? So I just thought it was really cool. Everyone in the same trailer, all of us kind of yelling and helping each other out, and just kind of go. And it was very exciting, fast-paced, chaotic. And I really enjoyed my role as well, the storytelling part of it. I got to meet and tell the stories of a lot of young, up-and-coming golfers with some really cool stories. And I got to work with our really good photographer, Alex Montoya. And we just explored the golf course and found random people to talk to and talk to some talented golfers. So I really enjoyed my role. And then Sunday was a blast. It was chaotic. You know, I didn't expect all the craziness in the walkie-talkies, but having all that, back and forth and everything, it was very fun.
So going in, did it meet your expectations, I guess? Going in, did you kind of know what to expect? Because you never covered an event like this before or done anything like this before in our capacity. Was there anything that surprised you about the way that we did things or the way that we covered a tournament?
I wouldn't say anything surprising. Like, you kind of laid it all out to me before everything happened. I went in with no expectations. I just wanted to work hard, get my job, my work done on time, and make it as good as I can. And I'm proud of myself for doing what I needed to do on time, because I know it's very fast paced, and I'm just happy I met the deadlines and everything went on camera, everything worked and everything. So that was just my main goal, was just get the work done, make sure it's good, and add to the broadcast.
So for those that don't know, the stories you did, on Wednesday you did a story on Carter Henning.
Yes, that was really
He
cool.
was the golfer who had his leg amputated back in February after a snowmobile accident. Wearing his prosthetic that day. And actually, you said you saw him one hole, he took it off, and actually it was a hole 14, you said? Kind of tell that story.
Yeah, well, we left before he swung, but he was like, for one shot, let me just take off my prosthetic leg and show what I can do. Because before he had that prosthetic leg, he was golfing, just hopping around with one leg.
Right.
So he kind of showed what he was doing before the prosthetic leg, and I think everyone was kind of stunned by it. Even the professional playing with him, I think it was Dylan Fratelli, who was next to him, and everyone was just taken aback by what he's doing. And he kind of just treats it as, he's just a normal kid playing golf, and he takes everything with him in stride. So it's really cool to see what he was doing out there. Like, he had a huge following.
Oh yeah,
for
sure. Then you had a story on Michael Kim, is that right?
Yes.
And his social media presence, which was kind of cool. We actually had both sides of that story, because we had Max Homa leading into your story talking about the negative side of it, because he's really kind of fallen into a dark spot where he's at, playing professionally, where he's at as far as social media and just people on him on social media, because again, anybody can hide behind a keyboard and say what they want, and that's kind of gotten him into a difficult spot. But then you had Michael Kim, on the other hand, which you did the story on. His is like, I love it. I love social media. Kind of tell us about that one.
Yeah, so Michael Kim, he's not on the level of Max Homa in terms of golf achievements, accolades so far. But he's used social media to really grow his brand and build a following. He posts online his weekly diaries about how he played during that tournament. And I saw even after he missed the cut during the John Deere Classic, he was like, okay, here's what I did wrong. It's on to the Scottish Open. Like, he's very transparent with his followers about how things went. And you just don't see that often with golfers kind of owning up to their mistakes and their failures. So I think that's why people really gravitate towards him, because he's honest and he's willing to go behind the scenes. So that's really what the story was about.
He had a really good opening round, six under, and then I think he shot +7 in round 2 and missed the cut and everything. So, again, Michael Kim, a 2018 champion here, so always good to see him back and playing well again. Then you had a really good story on Jackson Koiven, who had Moline ties with his dad. Kind of explain that story.
Yeah, so it was really full circle for his dad, George, who grew up in Moline, grew up going to the John Deere Classic before it was the John Deere Classic. In, I think, Oakmont and Coal Valley before
Oakwood.
that. Oakwood, sorry.
Yeah, Davenport Country Club and Oakwood, yes.
Yeah, so he is back, and he's has friends from the area that he was talking to for the first time in years. And to see his son Jackson as an amateur just really approaching this early part of his career, he was really just, a spectator, just kind of so proud of his son. And Jackson's a really great young man who's he finished the next week up near the top of the ISCO championship. So he's a real up-and-comer, and he's, again, a really humble kid who's just, working hard. So it was really cool to see them come full circle here in Moline, and in the Quad Cities.
He did well here. I believe he was, I don't know if it was top 10 finish or not, but he was on the top half of the leaderboard for us here at the John Deere Classic, which is really cool. He's only going to be, I believe, a junior at Auburn. Is that right?
Yeah.
So he's going back to school. He's already earned his tour card. It's just waiting for him for whenever he decides to turn professional, which is kind of cool. And then on the last day, you had a story on Brendan Valdez, someone who is technically not a rookie because he doesn't have status, but made his first PGA Tour cut and actually made some money. And he was a pretty cool story as well.
Yeah. Not only did he make his first PGA Tour cut, this was his first PGA Tour event, guys. Like, imagine doing that, kind of exceeding all of his expectations. So it was really cool to see him at the start of his journey and talk to his parents who were just here along the ride. And he's about to start this crazy stretch where he's on the road for 11 weeks, his dad said. So his dad just said he's living the dream. And again, to make the cut in your first ever PGA Tour event, there are a lot of nerves there, and he was able to he didn't have a great weekend, but still he was just very happy to be here. Yeah.
So that was your perspective of the John Deere Classic.
Yeah.
Jenna, let me ask you, because your role was different from your role was Jonah's role last year, where you had to do the stories and kind of talk to people and do the fun things like that. And then this year you had a brand new role as far as sitting on set and kind of helping write scripts and doing all kinds of fun stuff. So what was your role for this second year?
Oh my gosh. I had so much fun this year. I think you guys could see that with me out there. So I really enjoyed actually getting to go and shoot a lot of golf this year. I always tell you guys, I feel like I come across things, I'm like, this has to be one of the best feelings in the world. And I think for me, shooting golf, when you perfectly track the golf ball and it's going up in the air and down, that's one of the best feelings ever. I love shooting. So much fun shooting golf. And there's just a lot of fun moments out there. There's so many different things that happen. And it was just a very enjoyable week. I liked having a lot more responsibility this year, getting to go and do stuff. I just love being stressed. I feel like I work very well with stress. So just having all of that on me, it was honestly one of the most fun weeks ever. I had so much fun. There was a lot that went into it. It was great. Yeah.
Was there anything, as I asked Joan, was there anything that surprised you, or I guess something that excited you even about the week?
Nothing. I wouldn't say anything surprised me. Just again, some really fun memories from the week for sure. I enjoyed being on set. It was fun talking to Celia a little bit and us being out there. It was a great time. But just fun stuff that happened during the week. I think I haven't told the full story yet, but I almost got hit by a golf ball on hole 5 on whatever day it was, Wednesday or Thursday. No, it wasn't. Yeah, it was Thursday. It was Thursday. Yeah. And that was hilarious. It was Zach Fisher. It was his approach shot, and it went over and it bounced off of the stands behind me and literally almost hit me. And he came up to me and he was like, "I guess I was aiming for you." And I just thought it was so funny. So a lot of just really fun moments. And then the pouring rain. We're in green ponchos.
On Saturday, yeah.
We look like we're little lawn gnomes. It was just there's so much fun. The rain was honestly really fun. It kind of cooled it off a little bit. So I wasn't super opposed to that, but yeah, it was just a lot of fun. It's just fun time. Just being out there with everyone and just the long days. It almost reminds me of like a summer camp or something, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Like we're all out there in the trailer. Like Jonah said, we're working towards the same project. You're out talking to so many people, the spectators, the volunteers. You hear so many really cool stories from those people. So it's really fun to just go out and talk to everyone. I don't know. I just had a blast. There's just so much that happened. I had so much fun.
So if anybody wants to see that picture of Jenna and myself in those green ponchos, if you will, I believe you posted it on your social media.
Yeah,
Is that
I did.
right?
I did. It's on Facebook.
It was
and
on
my
Saturday
Instagram.
when it rained, and it rained hard on that
Yeah,
Saturday.
we had the trophy in a trash bag.
The
to
trophy
protect
was in a
it.
trash bag to protect it because it can't get wet.
Priorities.
Our set flooded.
Yeah.
We had to do sports standing up in front of the set. So, yeah, a lot of good times. I thought the coolest thing for me this year was watching Ricky Fowler.
Yes.
That was the coolest thing because I've seen Ricky Fowler from afar. Right? I've never got to talk to him or interact with him ever before. Even in 2010, I probably don't remember interacting with him very much. But the one thing that impressed me is, okay, Ricky Fowler comes across as this big persona, right? People like he's bigger than life because he's Ricky Fowler. He really hasn't won a whole lot in his career. The last win was a few years ago at the Rocket Mortgage. And before that, I couldn't tell you the last time he had won. It might have been 5 or 6 years before that. But the cool thing was after he finished round one, where he shot, I believe, 6 under in round one, he stayed around on hole number 9, which is where he finished, signed his card, and gosh, he probably stayed for 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's when we were there, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He signed autographs, took pictures for every kid, every adult that was there, and didn't tell anybody no.
Yeah.
He signed for everybody, then did an interview with us real quick, and then went back to signing a few more autographs and stuff. So kudos to him. I mean, and maybe that's why, and it probably is why, people love Ricky Fowler. Because when he came out, he wore the flashy clothes, when he dressed in all orange or purple or whatever color it was, and he always said those people that followed him back then, which would have been 15 years ago, back in 2010, his rookie year, are now in their mid-30s. So they're adults. They may have kids now, and now they're starting to follow Ricky Fowler as well. And again, for somebody to take the time out of his schedule, he just played 4-hour round, probably had to go to the range and work on a few things to make sure he was ready for the next day, had to eat, had to meet up with his wife. He had a lot of things going on afterwards. And for him to do that, I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
That was so cool to see. And I love seeing, again, like you talked about, like the adults with their kids now being fans of Ricky. Because you see all the little kids. I saw a lot of them, like, have, like, Ricky Fowler magazines for him to sign. Or, like, you talk to them. I talked to a couple of the little Ricky Fowler fans, and they said the same thing. They're like, I love his clothes. Like, I love, like, the way he dresses. Like, it was just really cool to see them look up to him. And it was also cool seeing a big crowd, obviously, following Max Homa as well. I know they were in the same group for a bit, but it's really cool to see the support they have for those two.
So going into the week, we had all picked people to win.
Yeah.
Jenna, do you want to talk about yours real quick? It won't take long. Go ahead.
Neither one of my picks made the cut, so
all right,
not great.
Mine didn't make the cut either.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had Jason Day.
A couple rookies over
yeah,
here.
Luke Clanton and Ben Griffin, and nothing.
Couple rookies over there that don't make a cut. Guess what?
I know.
Both my guys made the cut.
I know, Max Homa and Danny McCarthy.
Danny McCarthy and Max Homa. Both made the cut. Homa actually led in the 4th round.
Yeah.
The final round, which was kind of cool. Through 5 holes, he was in the lead and then kind of fell back. And he had a chance and just couldn't make putts or whatever. You know, it's kind of been that's kind of been his story this year. He can't finish the deal. But we did get a playoff for the first time since 2015.
That was really cool.
We were due for a playoff. We hadn't had one in a long time.
I did call that.
Yeah.
Or I spoke it into existence.
I think you jinxed it more than anything. If you missed on, was it Saturday? Friday night? Saturday?
Yeah.
No, Friday. It was Friday night.
Friday
night. We did a little Facebook Live with Jonah, and we kind of talked about the day and whatever. And Jenna goes, I think it'd be really cool if there's a playoff. And I think I gave you dagger eyes and stared at you.
I had to pay for it because I was live in our 5:30 show, and the playoff was going on behind me, and I was sitting on the set with our executive producer, Charlie Whiteman, and we were like, oh my gosh, because I was about to go live, and I'm like, we don't have a winner yet. I can't really see what's going on behind me, and I was like, it was crazy. And then Brian Campbell won, and then I was on TV, and I was like, okay, here we go, you know. So I said it, and I think I was in one of the toughest spots for that, so I dealt with it. I dealt with what happened with that.
I've been there before in your spot on a Sunday when there's a playoff going on, and when there's a playoff going on and they're still on TV, we can't show highlights.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing that they ended for
know,
you.
right
But yeah, I've had to do a 3-minute sportscast with no highlights.
Yeah, that's
before.
tough.
That's kind of it's not fun at all. But anyway, Brian Campbell, University of Illinois grad.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Won for the second time on tour this year. He's one of 6 golfers now who have won twice this year on tour. I'll give you guys points if you can give me the other 5.
Ben Griffin's won.
Ben Griffin is 1.
Scotty Scheffler.
Go to the white shot here, so we're all
Oh,
talking.
yeah, no, that makes
So,
sense. Sorry, my
Ben
bad.
Griffin, Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Rory. Yep.
Okay, and then you got Brian Campbell.
Yeah.
That's 4, so we have 2 more left.
Oh, my gosh. I'm trying to think of the winners we've had.
And I can't remember the other 2. I got 1. I know 1, but I can't remember the other one.
I cannot think right now.
Is it a big name?
No, one of them's not a big name.
Yeah. I know
And
one,
you
but
want-
I can picture. I just can't think of his name. Oh my gosh. Because wasn't there someone who won in like just a span of a couple weeks? They won too.
Yes.
Yeah. What was it? I can't think of his
So
name.
one of them is a former winner here.
You're gonna. Is that who I'm thinking of?
I don't know. Who are you thinking
I
of?
don't know. I can't think of his name.
Sepp Straka.
Okay,
Oh.
so that's not who I was thinking of. Who's
And
the other guy?
The other ones you guys won't get. It's Ryan Fox.
Yeah. I was thinking
that-
I had the like R and F. And
She's thinking. You know what she was thinking? She was thinking, "What does the fox say?" Is what she was thinking. That's what she was.
I was literally thinking like R and F, and I was like, I had it in my
Uh-huh.
head, but yes, I knew that. Let
So
for
yeah,
the record
those
show.
are the 6. So Rory
Oh my
McIlroy,
gosh.
Scotty Scheffler,
Yes.
Sepp Straka,
Yes.
Ben Griffin, Ryan Fox, and Brian Campbell. All 2-time winners on
Yes.
tour this season. So congratulations to Brian Campbell. Celebrated a nice little moment there with his girlfriend, Kelsey McKee, I believe was her name. And then we talked to the caddy as well. Both excited. He actually had to battle back. He was leading, double bogeyed on 15,
Yeah.
put it into the woods, double bogey. You were there for that hole
Yeah, I was on
when
that.
it happened, and then bounced back, got a birdie on 17 to get back to 18. And
Yeah, and
could have
it's-
won it on 18 himself, but he didn't.
It's
But-
really cool what his caddy said too about like how he always keeps fighting. Like he wasn't surprised at all about the outcome of that. So
Right.
that's cool. I mean, especially again, we talk about it a lot, but a lot of these sports are huge mental games, and the same with golf. I'm like double bogeying that. Like that's gotta, I feel like tough to pull yourself out of that and be like, hey, I got it, and
Right.
he was able to do
With
that.
only
so
3 holes left to play.
yeah,
So, but yeah,
it's really cool.
So, but he and Emiliano Grillo went to a playoff. It only went 1 hole. Grillo got in a little trouble.
Yeah.
Put it over the 18th green on his second shot. He was in the trees and then put it over the green. Had a bad chip, and then Brian Campbell only needed the 2 putt to
Yeah.
win, which he
And
did. So
David Lipsky was close to
just
being
about
in
to
that
mention,
too. His that putt was. I was in the trailer. I was the only one in the trailer because y'all were all out on 18. I was getting the 5:30 show together, and I like watched it on the TV, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's gonna make it. And I was like, that had to be heartbreaking. That was like that was crazy.
yeah, the crazy thing to think of so obviously every putt, every shot matters to
Oh, yeah.
them, but literally on Sunday, if you bogey something down the stretch, you've just lost thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy to think about? I mean, we have a bad sportscast, we don't lose thousands of dollars, but these guys
Yeah.
miss a putt, they're losing thousands of
I know,
dollars.
it's
So
crazy.
So anyway, yeah, Brian Campbell, your 2025 champion. So congratulations to him. Another cool thing, which I just saw on social media, the John Deere Classic announcing that they have gone over $200 million in charitable funds for the
Nice.
community. So that's really cool for them. The official announcement for the Birdies for Charity is obviously not out yet. They had 2,103 birdies this year. So that was pretty cool, a lot of birdies. So the official announcement for that will be in October. They'll announce the total
Yeah.
number of birdies made, who wins the car, the amount of money, plus the extra bonus fund and all that stuff. So that won't be announced till October. So something
Yeah.
to look forward to there. So pretty
Also,
cool.
too, though, something we haven't talked about was, did you guys enjoy the concerts on the course? I know we were working during it, but we could hear the concerts from the trailers, so we could sing along a little
You're
bit.
not. You said you're not really a country music guy. Did you get to listen to anything?
I heard a little bit of the Zach Brown band.
Okay.
He was good.
I-
From what the muffled hear.
Seeing in
Oh,
the trailer, yes.
What I want to
But
say
it was
about the Zach Brown band was the fact that he did a cover of "Sabotage" by the Beastie Boys was so
Oh,
cool. We
yeah.
were in the trailer
He did
and we were
that
like,
and-
wait a second, like what?
And Painted Black
Yes.
too.
Yeah,
Which
So,
was
that
really
was
I
cool.
like that.
But
Yeah.
I do have to say, I feel like I am now entering my Dierks Bentley era right now because I've just been listening to him a lot since the concert. He has some good music, some very catchy songs. I was enjoying listening to him when we were in the trailer.
I caught a song and a half of Dierks Bentley on Saturday.
Oh, we got the very end of Drunk on a Plane because we walked out and then he ended the concert. We're like, okay, cool.
And then I only heard Zach Brown Band from the trailer because obviously I was busy writing the stories at the end of the day. But that's just kind of how it works. But yeah, I thought the concerts were great. The hillside was packed. I think everybody that showed up had a great time. The weather held off both Saturday and Sunday. They got the concerts in. They got the golf in. Everything seemed to go off without a hitch. So, again, congratulations to not just Brian Campbell, but to Andrew Lehman and his team because they did a great job once again hosting. The 54th John Deere Classic.
People, they love those concerts, too.
Oh, yeah.
How early they set up their chairs.
There's people there at 7:30 in the morning.
I know, yeah.
They have their spot. They want their spot.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And they just sit and watch every group come through, which is
really
cool.
It's really fun to see.
So, all right, so let's move on from the JDC, and we're still talking golf, let's have your pick for the final major of the year. Let me ask you this. Do you guys call it the Open Championship, or do you call it the British Open?
I call it the Open.
The Open Championship?
Yeah.
I guess either way. I don't really have a specific answer.
Because for the longest of times, it was always the British Open.
Yeah.
And now then, I would say probably the last 5 years, they changed it to just the Open Championship. So that's what I go with as well as the Open Championship. So who would like to go first? Who's making their pick to who's winning the Open Championship and the final major of the year?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
I would love to see Sepp Straka win. I think Sepp Straka is going to win it. He's had quietly a really good 2025. 6 top 10 finishes. Like you mentioned, 2 wins this year on tour. I think last week at the Scottish Open he was 7th. So he has success already on the Links golf course. So I think Sepp Straka, this is his week. But I wouldn't be surprised if Scotty Scheffler wins it. I mean, he's just made for majors, man. So
he is. Yeah. I don't think he has a very good history in the Open Championship, but yeah. I mean, again, I'm on board with Sepp. John Deere Classic champ. I love when a John Deere Classic champ wins a major championship. That's fantastic for us. So, all right.
You want me to go? You're going to save your pick for last?
I'll save it for last.
I'm nervous.
I think you guys both know who I'm going to pick. So
yeah. But my picks, I feel like I have a horrible history in my picks, so I'm going to say it, and I'm probably going to jinx him, and he's probably not going to make the cut. But he's had a good year. So I'm going to go with Hideki Matsuyama.
Okay.
He started off great winning the Century this year. He's had 7 top 25 finishes, so I feel like, I don't know, I think it would be cool to see him win. I feel like he's had, like you sort of said, kind of like a quiet good year. I feel like you could say that with Hideki too, because again, he's had, like I said, 7 top 25 finishes. So he's been around the top pretty consistently. So I'm gonna go with Hideki.
Hideki. I think you guys know who I'm going with.
Yes.
Rory McIlroy,
wow.
my guy. Not going out on a limb anywhere there. Why would I not pick him? It's his home course. Royal Port Rush is his home course. I mean, as I said, when he won the Masters, if there was one person that had a chance to win all 4 majors on golf courses that he loves to play, this was the year for Rory. Obviously, it did not work out. He won the Masters, did not do well at the PGA, did not win the U.S. Open, so now he has the chance to win the Open Championship. I believe the last person to win at Royal Port Rush was Shane McLowry, his really good buddy. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, I'm taking Rory McIlroy, and why not? I mean, he had a really good showing last week at the Genesis Scottish Open, finished second and lost to Chris Gotterup, a guy who's also played here at the John Deere Classic. Hasn't done well here, but has played. Last time they played Royal Port Rush, Rory did not make the cut in 2019, so he had a really bad first round, so he's looking to bounce back from that. So my pick to win the Open Championship will be Rory McIlroy. So we'll just have to wait and see it all. Are you gonna get up early and watch? You're not going to be a golf geek like me and get up and watch?
I think Jenna and I, we enjoy sleeping in. I
feel like Jonah and I, we're very similar in that aspect. Yeah. We will sleep in and...
Okay. Well, I'll let you all know how it goes, okay?
Yeah, let us know.
I'll tune in for the rerun when it
for the replay. Yeah, the replay later in the day.
CBS does do that.
They do. They do. They will show the highlights and all that stuff.
We'll come into work and we'll put it on when we're both here at 1:45.
That's perfect. I'll watch in the morning. No, just a little bit.
Just
How
text us a
early does it
play-by-play.
Go on.
I think
What's the
Very
time?
I think
early.
1 a.m. is the first.
Stop.
Yeah.
1 a.m. Well, it's a
Okay.
6-hour difference, so that would be
Jeez.
7 o'clock there.
Yeah. Ooh.
So yeah, 1 a.m. is the first, and then like the last group goes off at like just after 6 o'clock in the morning or something like that.
okay.
So it's no different than here. It's just moving back 6 hours, and that's all
Yeah.
it is. So, all right, moving off of golf. Let's talk a little WNBA and the All-Star Game that is coming up. Going to be held in Indy this year. So the Fever hosting. Caitlin Clark is an All-Star this year. She was not an All-Star last year, so she is an All-Star this year. She's actually one of the team captains.
Yeah.
So she had to make some picks and pick her team, and obviously her first pick was her good friend, Aaliyah Boston, and why not, right? I think she had a couple Indiana.
And she picked Kelsey Mitchell.
Yeah, a couple
Yeah.
Indiana
Yeah.
players on her team this year, which is kind of cool. So there's a lot of excitement, a lot of buzz out in Indy right now.
Oh, it's been
for,
a great basketball year for Indy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they won the Commissioner's
City's
Cup.
buzzing.
She's back and playing, so we'll see how it all pans out for her. But she is going to participate in the three-point competition. So, do you bet against her on her home court
Ooh.
in front of her home fans in a three-point competition where she loves to shoot threes?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, now that you mention all of that, yes, I am. No, I'm just kidding.
And you
I thought
can.
you
I'm not
would.
saying you can't, but you can.
I mean, like considering it's her home court, I think maybe I'm wrong, but I think Steph or Clay won when the All-Star Game was in Golden State. Like that feeling when you have the crowd on your side, I think you have to go with her, right?
Yeah, I just feel like I just never feel like valid going against Caitlin Clark. You know what I mean? Like, she's just so fun to watch, and she's literally a superstar. And I know she hasn't had the season she's wanted, so having something fun like this, I feel like she's gonna go all out, and that crowd's really gonna be amping her up. So, but I mean, obviously there are some big names she's going against though, because again, I think Sabrina Ionesco is gonna be obviously really good too with the 3 points. So. I think it'll be fun to watch for sure, but I just can't. You can't bet against Caitlin Clark. I feel like.
So
you know?
here are the other people in the three-point competition: Kelsey Plum from the LA Sparks, Sabrina Ionescu, New York Liberty, Alicia Gray from the Atlanta Dream, Clark from the Fever, and is it Sonia Citron? Is that her name? Is it Citron?
Sonia Citron.
Citron, yeah, with the Washington Mystics. Those are your 5 shooters for the three-point competition. Actually, and Alicia Gray is competing in the skills competition as well, so she's kind of doubling up there,
cool.
which is cool. But I don't know how you can not
Yeah.
pick Caitlin Clark. I mean, seriously, it's like all those things that I said, and yeah, she wants to win. She
Yeah.
had an opportunity to shoot in the men's three-point competition
Yeah.
last year, and she's like, no, the
No,
first time I
yeah.
want to do it is with the women's. And
No, yeah.
oh,
that's
wow,
awesome.
go figure. It's in your home state, or it's in your home
so,
arena,
yeah.
too, which is kind of cool.
Not to get too deep in the weeds here, but I'm a numbers guy. I like the stats.
Yeah.
And her season, she's only shooting it at just under 29% from 3 this year.
Sure.
But she's probably the best volume shooter in the league. Like
Yeah.
when she gets hot, she'll
Yeah.
just keep shooting and making
Mhm.
it. So, and that's the 3-point contest. If you can get hot, I mean, good luck for the rest of the competitors.
Right.
So and she's probably the best at volume shooting.
Does
So,
she
yeah.
stay around the arc? Does she move back a little bit because she likes to shoot the logo through?
That would be crazy.
I
Could
think
you
for her-
imagine?
4.1. The NBA has a 4-point shot in the
Okay.
3-point contest.
Okay,
So,
well, I can see her doing that
Yeah.
one for sure
Oh,
if
yeah.
that's the case. So, but anyway, that will be is that tomorrow night? I think that is either tomorrow night, which would be Wednesday night. So as we're shooting this on a Tuesday, but anyway, the All-Star Game is actually on Saturday, and I believe it is on ABC. So watch it right here on WQAD. So it should be a lot of fun to see the WNBA and the three-point competition, as well as the WNBA All-Star Game as well. So, all right, moving on. A little closer to home here. Quad City Steamwheelers having
Yes.
a really good season. They are 10-5. They did come off a loss last week to their rival Green Bay, 58-52. It was one of those games they just never really got the momentum going
Yeah.
in that game. It started with Green Bay actually kicking a deuce on the opening kickoff. Then the Wheelers fumbled on their opening possession, and then before you know it, they're down 9-0, and they were playing from behind the 8 ball basically the entire game. They could just never get that stop, and when they did, they couldn't capitalize and get that touchdown or that go-ahead score that they needed. But they have secured a home playoff game for sure. Because as long as they win one of the next 2 games, which they should, they will have a home playoff game. So you got to see a little bit of the game on Saturday. What was your perspective when you got to watch them play?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing you said. I just feel like they couldn't get ahead on the Blizzard. It was very back and forth. I was there because I was at the PV softball game, so I got there a little late. But I saw the end of the first half, which is crazy. The onside kick recovery touchdown, that was cool. So they got a little bit of momentum there at the end of the first half, but it just kind of, like you said, I felt like they just really couldn't get ahead. But again, Green Bay, that's a big rival of theirs. I feel like every game they have with the Blizzard is like that, and they know that going into it too. But I'm glad they have a couple more games in order to secure that home spot, because I think it would be really cool if it was here. And every time you talk to the Steamrollers or you talk to Corey Ross, they love playing here. They love their 9th man. They always say that. It's like their 9th man makes a huge difference for them. And when the crowd shows up at Vibrant Arena and the stands are packed, like, they get so much energy from that. So I think having, obviously, that home playoff spot would be huge for them. So I'm glad they have a couple more games here against the Barnstormers and then the Tulsa Oilers to try to, get that home field advantage. So that'd be cool. But, yeah, I noticed that. I was just very, very back and forth with that game. But
have you enjoyed you've been to a few of them.
Yeah,
have you enjoyed going?
It's a party.
It's fun.
They blast the music. There's a lot of young kids out there who are singing and dancing along with it. So they got the atmosphere down. And then their team is very exciting to watch. Like a lot of deep balls from Daquan Neal. And the running back, Jared Ware Jr., he's explosive as well. And, of course, you got Jordan Vesey. So you have that offense right there, and then you have the defensive pieces up front. Their defensive line is massive in their success. So, like you said, they just need to be aggressive and get started off hot. And I think that's what's helped them get wins early on and just ride that throughout the rest of the game.
So if they can get one win over their next 2 games, they will have at least one home playoff game. If they win them both, they will win their half of the Eastern Conference. They will win the Eastern Conference, and they'll have guaranteed 2 home games because they'll be the top seed in the Eastern Conference. Right now, Green Bay and I don't remember, it might be Jacksonville are the 2 teams that are tied 1 game behind them in second place right now. So as long as Steamrollers take care of business against 2 teams that are not as good over the next 2 weeks, they should be good. Iowa's on the road, and then they're home against Tulsa on the 26th of July is also Big Saturday. And that is like fan appreciation night or something, too. Yeah. So if you want to get out and see the Wheelers before the playoffs, that would be the night to do it.
I do got to say, too, the John Deere uniforms were really cool. I mean, I just love green and yellow on the team, but no, they looked really good.
Why do you like green and yellow? Explain that.
Oh, you know why.
Our viewers don't.
They have to know I'm a Packers fan at this point. I feel like it's common knowledge. But no, the uniforms looked really cool.
I
did really like
the
John Deere.
Black jerseys
the black and the
green and gold. It looked
really
really
cool.
sharp, looked really good. So earlier in this podcast, we did talk about getting up early.
Oh, boy.
We had a discussion in the sports area.
We have crazy discussions.
I'm going to call it the sports area because it's not really an office. About when do you set your alarms? How many alarms do you set, and when do you get up?
I love this.
So, I will start with this one because I'm probably going to be in the minority with a lot of people that are watching and listening to this.
You're wild for this.
I set 1 alarm.
I don't know how you do that.
So, like, today was Tuesday that we're shooting this, and I set my alarm for 8 a.m.
And you just get up.
I hit snooze one time, and I think by 8:07 I was up, and I was up and moving going. So, I'm probably in the minority of people who set alarms. I usually do 1, hit a snooze maybe once or twice, and that's it. I don't set more than 1 alarm. You guys, on the other hand, set multiple. Would you like to? Would you like to show the viewers?
I will show the viewers. Here's my phone, everybody. Hello. These are my alarms that I have pre-saved. Just like a bunch of them. It goes for a while.
That's like 3 in the afternoon. Is that like when you take an afternoon nap?
Probably,
Special cases.
No, so I struggle with waking up on time. That's just how it is. And I'm someone that I will set like 10 alarms. It's like if I was explaining, I will talk directly to the camera. I was explaining to Cuff earlier today that if I want to get up, let's say like 8:30. I'll set an alarm at like 6:45 would be the first one because 6:45, and then like 7, and then like 7:10, 7:15, 7:20, 7:30, 7:40, 7:45, 7:50, 8 o'clock. Now we're getting into the territory of when I really need to get up. All of those are just like letting me know.
Those are just leading up to where you need. Okay.
And so then it's like 8 o'clock. I have 8 o'clock, like 8:10, 8:15, 8:30 is when I want to get up. So then I set emergency alarms for 8:45, 8:59. And then I'll probably get up by 9:30.
So
I want to get up at 8:30.
So you want to get up by 8:30. You set 2 emergency alarms for 8:45 and 9 o'clock. How often do those go off for you?
I think my problem is I like automatically just end the alarm. I think that's my issue. And that's why I set so many of them.
So you do understand though, if you just set one alarm and just continue just continue to hit snooze.
I don't trust myself.
Because your alarms are 10 minutes apart anyway, and that's what a snooze is. It's 9 minutes.
Yeah, I know, but but for me, I don't trust myself where I'm not even half asleep. I'm like 75% asleep when my alarm goes off. And I just I don't trust myself to hit snooze instead of just end. So if I'm like, I'll set this one alarm and snooze it. What if I end it? And then I'm really asleep, I don't know. It's just it doesn't even work that well for me. I know. I can't even say that the system works well for me because I feel like it doesn't. But
so now hold on a second. Jonah just said you're playing a dangerous game. Jonah, would you like to show the people your phone alarms as well?
It's not much different than hers.
Okay, so she's not playing a dangerous game. You're both playing a
dangerous game with the emergency alarms.
Okay.
I don't do that.
Okay.
I'm not as crazy as her.
I'll give you that.
I gotta have emergency alarms.
So here we go. I'm in the same boat as her in that if I wake up at different times depending on the day,
sure.
Why do I have to delete the alarm?
Yeah,
why not just save it for future reference? So I have, it's going all the way down.
Thank you, Jonah.
Before you go on there, the first alarm you had set was 2:30 a.m. Why?
Why
is there one at 2:30 a.m.?
Again, certain
My first one's midnight.
Certain situations, certain circumstances. I don't know. I can't remember when, but
Oh my gosh, I have a ton like that. Oh, sorry, I just left.
You got distracted by
I got distracted by my alarms.
I can't remember when, but certain times call for certain alarms. Let me explain. I'm a little bit more reasonable than her. I have a different.
Thanks,
I have a different strategy. So I actually have a digital clock.
You got to be one of.
I'm an old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're like what, 23? You're 23 and an 80-year-old body. Go ahead.
I know. I grew up reading the newspaper and everything. Yeah.
Well, that's okay. I did that too.
But so I've always had a digital clock, since growing up, since I was young. So I have the same digital clock, and so that goes off. That's kind of like a loud blaring alarm. So that kind of gets me. Okay, it's time, start getting up. And then 5 minutes later, I have one on my phone, and then I'll probably do maybe 3 on my phone. So at 5-minute intervals. So it's not as crazy as hers. But the key for me is, so sometimes I won't make it to 3. I'll just get to 2 on the phone alarm. But the key for me is instead of immediately pressing stop on the alarm and going back to bed and waiting for the next alarm, I need to have something to look at so that my eyes don't immediately shut again. So I actually start just mindlessly scrolling on my phone and going through my notifications that I've gotten to force myself to have my eyes open.
Okay.
So it's not a good strategy because I get distracted sitting on my phone for 5-10 minutes, maybe longer, 15 minutes. But it makes me wake up.
So I
have something to look at.
Have you ever? How close is your phone to your bed?
It's right on my nightstand.
So you can reach it without getting up, is what I'm getting at. Is that right?
For me, yeah.
So you guys can both reach it without getting up. As can I, because I set it right underneath.
I set it
right underneath my bed.
Yeah.
Have you thought about, because you set 500 alarms,
moving it across the room?
Just moving it across the room so you have to get up? Does that work?
I haven't done that. I've considered it, but I'm the type of person that I think I'll keep sleeping and the alarm will just like meld into my dreams, and I'll just be out and it'll just be going. Like, that's just how I am. I struggle. I need to learn how to wake up better. I've heard if you drink a glass of water when you get up, that helps. And I've tried that and it's helped, but
yeah, it does.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm the guy that, like, I'm going to set an alarm for 7 o'clock on Wednesday, and I'm going to get up by 7:10, and I'll be out on the streets running by 7:30.
Oh, my God. So, wait, so your earliest alarm is 8 a.m. that you have?
Yeah, so just to be fair, I will show mine.
Yeah,
I will show mine. So you saw them scroll through all of theirs, right? Oops.
Why delete it?
So here, literally,
that's your whole list.
That's my list of alarms. Like,
8
there's
a.m.,
no alarm,
11:30,
8 a.m.
4, 5,
yeah.
Okay. So your earliest, my earliest, I'm going back to me for a second. I have midnight, 12:15, 12:30, like 1 a.m.
Yeah, again, aren't you? You're normally up at that time anyway. If you're not going to bed, why are you setting an alarm?
I don't know. I don't know why I have those. Part of it might be if I have to get up really early, like if we have like a really early trip for something, like we have to go somewhere, and then I have to get up extra early to like shower and get ready and stuff. Like for example, like the like a Caitlin Clark jersey retirement day.
Okay.
Like, I don't even remember what time.
You had to leave by probably 8 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah, so that's probably, I guess that's not a good example. I'd probably get up at like 5:30 or 6.
Like a Des Moines trip.
But something like that maybe. But I never sleep well on tournament nights though. Anyway.
On nights where you
where you
have to get up or something.
Yeah, because I'm always afraid I'm gonna oversleep. So
I get that.
Wake up a lot. So like the Caitlin Clark jersey retirement that Jenna and I went to, I literally got like 2 hours of sleep before that day. And I also have a bad habit of not eating during those days. So I'm like 2 hours of sleep, pure adrenaline. Don't eat till the end of the day, and like it's probably not healthy. But like same with like an Iowa football game, it's the same thing. Or a state tournament. I'm so afraid of oversleeping in the hotel. I had a nightmare one time. I think it was at state softball last year where like you got mad at me because I overslept a game, and I woke up like in a cold sweat. I was like, oh my gosh, did I miss the game? And it was literally at like 6 in the morning. I was fine. But I'm like, that's a huge fear of mine.
All right. Enough with alarms.
Yeah, that
was a great conversation.
People are probably wondering. Probably people are like, yeah, I agree.
They
agree with one of us.
Yeah, but that's a glimpse into the sports team. That's what we talk about.
So real quick before we wrap up, it is summertime.
Yes.
Jonah, are you enjoying summertime finally? Because I know you didn't like the cold
heat?
here. The heat.
Oh man, but
the
humidity is.
Welcome to the Midwest.
Welcome to the Midwest.
Yep.
It's not a dry heat, sorry, which is what you're used to in Arizona. So, what have you enjoyed doing in the summertime now?
Here? So I've actually, I grew up going to summer camp playing disc golf. We had like a disc golf course. And I've actually found some disc golf courses.
It's big in this area.
Yeah, I've heard it's big. So I have my own discs, and I just go out to the park, have a speaker, and go. It's good exercise, and it is really hot, but it's cool. Like some of these parks are like feels like you're in a forest. Mm-hmm. So really cool disc golf courses. That's something I've enjoyed so far.
Did you know we had one right across the street here at Prospect Park? We have a disc golf course right across the street from the station.
Jonah's
here.
gonna be taking his break and going to play disc golf across.
Where's Jonah? He's lost in the woods over here. So
Bennett Sturt's from Iowa. He's a big disc golfer.
Okay. Yeah. So you're a disc golfer.
Yes.
Awesome.
I'm not great at it, but it's fun.
You don't have to be great at it. Just something you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Excellent. Jenna, what do you like to do in the summertime?
Well, what I've been doing, I'm not gonna have my buddy to do it anymore though. But Jenna and I would go water walking on Monday or Tuesday nights at the Bettendorf. What's it called? The landing.
Splash Landing.
Yeah.
Splash Landing.
We go there and do the water walking, and that's been really fun.
Can you explain what that is?
Yeah, okay, so they have like a sort of like a lazy...
She's walking on water, yes. That's exactly what it is, Jonah.
It's like a lazy river, and instead of like floating in it, it's just a bunch of people, and you literally just walk through it, and you just like keep or like Jen and I will run, we'll like jog in it, and then they'll reverse it, so then the current's
going against the current,
and then you're going against it, and you're like trying to do it, and we'll do it for like, it was like 45 minutes to an hour or so. And then you get out and you feel like you weigh like 10 times what you actually do because you're just like, your legs are like, it's just
going
funny.
Against the current in a lazy river.
It's crazy.
That's a workout.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
So that's been, honestly, we did that a lot. So that was really fun to do that. But just like, whatever. I feel like that's one thing I love about this job is every week looks different. But that includes my off days too. Like, it's fun to go golfing or like go play pickleball or just be outside or just go on a walk or do something. I enjoy doing stuff like that. But... I just feel like there's a lot of fun stuff to do in the summer. Especially the 4th of July, I got to go to Red, White, and Boom, watch the fireworks after the JDC that day. So just summer stuff like that. Getting to go to local restaurants but actually sit outside and eat because it's nice outside. So just like fun stuff like that, I guess, is what I would say. Yeah. What about you?
Well, I like to run, obviously.
Yes.
Training for the Bics right now, and then I'll train for a half marathon after that. So you'll see me out in the streets running around Moline. Play a lot of golf. Probably too much. My wife probably doesn't like it, but
It's addictive.
it's so much fun. It's so much fun. As long as you get that one shot that brings you back, you know. That's all it's about. I'll go out and play golf. My wife and I will go for walks because she's off in the summertime, so we'll go for walks. Yeah, that's about it, really. I mean, you're Taekwondo, but that's a year-round thing, so that's not necessarily a summer thing. But yeah, the big one is running and golf. If it's nice enough any time of the year, even in December, if it's 50 degrees in December, you're going to find me on the golf course probably. If there's one open, I'll be playing. So, but yeah, so golf and running, that would be my two big ones. And the Bics is coming up, and then the QC Marathon in September. So I'll be out doing that kind of stuff. So. But yeah, so if there's something you guys like to do, let us know, the viewers, because there's all kinds of fun things to do here in the Quad Cities. Have you had a chance to run along the river yet? I know you've run a few times, but
no, I've only run like around Crow Creek Park, which is right around where I live. So
gotcha.
I would love to run along the river.
Yeah,
cool.
it's pretty cool. I mean, it's great views, obviously. So either pick a morning or
I like
a morning where you don't have to set 19 alarms. But
yeah, well, since I like to sleep in. And it's really nice during sunset. So I like to go to the driving range or go for a run closer to the sunset.
Gotcha.
Because it's less hot, but also just really nice and pretty outside. So,
sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So and again, we hope you guys enjoy what we're doing here with the podcast. We have fun doing it. Obviously, we don't do it as often as we want to because work and actual life gets in the way sometimes, and for us to have all of us working on the same day is sometimes hard because our schedules don't overlap that much. Where all three of us are here, there's only one day of the week where that actually happens.
Usually not Tuesday.
Usually not a Tuesday, Tuesday or Friday. That's correct. But if there's a topic, if there's something that you guys want to hear us talk about or discuss, or if you want to get to know more about us, let us know. Send us an email, shoot us an email, or send us call us on our phones on the station. Do you guys even know what your station phone number is?
Do we have a station phone number?
Yeah, that's what Ring Central is.
The only person who's called me, shout out to him, is Bill Ali. I got a call from him on the station. He called me.
Good
but yeah, I was like, that's all I've gotten. Yeah,
so
he figured it out.
let us know what you think. So we hope you enjoy the latest edition of Beyond the Score. So for Jenna and Jonah, I'm Corey, and thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.